From the Kitbash table to the review table, this is Sunday Playday. You have watched the first video that I made regarding this Firefly action figure, then you know the changes that I did to it initially. But there are now new things that I changed with this. So this is the second Kitbash version. So up front, it looks like the first Kitbash that I did, but actually when we do this, so if you're familiar with that video, the changes that I did to this action figure, then you're going to spot it immediately. Okay, so let's start with the most obvious. Okay, so we're going to discuss the backpack sometime. So on this section, I glued the grenade part of the X bandolier. So I cut it off with an X-Acto knife and re-glued that section to the Python Patrol Cobra Officer battle belt, because this section of the battle belt was empty. This now sports a different suppressor that's from Sergeant Stalker, so the pistol is also a different pistol. So that is a Sergeant Stalker pistol with the suppressor, and that's still the same accessory for Firefly, the detonator. So this section is still here, and the knife, so I just added those grenades and different pistol and suppressor, but the majority of the changes is going to be related to the backpack. Okay, so this is no longer your standard backpack. There are two pegs and there's going to be two holes, because with just a single hole to this backpack, with the amount of weight that is on it, somehow it just would fall off. So instead of the drone hanging on this section of the backpack, as you would notice, that rectangular peg is already gone, so I cut it off. Now this section where the submachine gun would also be pegged in is also cut off, because I'm really not into that kind of weapon storage. I'd rather either put a sling on the SMG or let the figure hold on to it. Okay, so changes to this section. So we have a peg, and I drilled a hole on the under chassis of the drone. So this now would settle on that peg, and on the drone I placed or glued a camera. So that is the NVG or an NVG set from Action Force Valaverse. That is also, this antenna is also from Action Force Valaverse. So that is at an angle. So of course, what's the use of having a drone if you're going to control it manually and you have to look where it is going? Unlike if you have a camera, you could launch it from a concealed position and you could look at your intended targets with just the camera without exposing the user or Firefly. Okay, so why did I attach the drone to the backpack on the top part instead of letting it hang on this side? Well, it's going to be one with regards to playing with the action figure on crouch poses. It just would really hang annoyingly on the backside of the action figure, and it's really not that much realistic, unlike this way wherein this section is free from interference with the drone. So when you move the action figure, move that articulation point, it doesn't interfere with the accessories, the other accessories. Plus, I discovered that having this section, this drone on that backpack, somehow it provides stability to the action figure. So really works well. So the goggles are still mounted on this section. So from the excess of the packets and available accessories from my Firefly action figure, I was able to remake or redo a different pistol belt for my Sergeant Stone action figure. Okay, so let's take out the M16 rifle with sling. So that sling comes from, well, you could either get it from Black Ops Toys or Banky Depot or War Toys. So those websites would sell 1:6 scale military action figure accessories. So the 12-inch figures, if you are into it also, then you could get these things there. Okay, so let's take a look at the new pistol belt. So this is the pistol belt of Firefly. So this section is already existing. This section is already existing, but the pistol holster, which used to be a droplet configuration, now is mounted onto the pistol belt, and it sports a different pistol, a 1911 45 ACP that is chrome lined, of course from Action Force Balaverse. So I just picked this pistol because it's the one that really fits perfectly on this holster, plus it looks cool. So that's it. Very simple reason for using that accessory. Okay, so let's move to the back. So just like the Firefly, this uses a 2-peg system, so doesn't easily fall off and it doesn't rotate like crazy. Plus it's very stable on the back of the action figure. So this is how the back of the pistol belt is configured. So those pouches comes from Firefly 2, so I cut those portions and glued it to the Firefly pistol belt. So with the forearm knife sheath, so instead of a forearm thing, it's now mounted onto the pistol belt. Because of course the first configuration of Sergeant Stone that I made had a different pistol belt. It was a brown pistol belt, and somehow I would want to match that with the gray chest rig that I assigned to this action figure. And those two grenades comes from McFarlane Halo action figures. So all their action figures, which I have a lot of accessories which I could use with my G.I. Joe Classified Series Kitbashes or customs. So if you're familiar with this, so you know that that is from Marvel Legends Punisher. So I just recently bought some from an eBay seller who sold loose accessories or was getting rid possibly of his collection. So he had quite a few of these, so I bought it from him. Okay, so we're done with Sergeant Stone. So with the M16, I didn't like the scope that was mounted on it, so I just would want a flat top configuration for the carry handle and the usable sling. And the last boy for this video is going to be my custom or Kitbash tunnel rat. So my version, my flavor. So the way I want to configure my tunnel rat action figure. So I guess I was just tired of the all black version with the night vision goggles, so I wanted a different configuration. So I used this before with my Sergeant Stone, and I took it off and replaced the leg set with a different one. So this was free, so it was free to be used with configuring a old Kitbash action figure that I already have, Tunnel Rat. Okay, so instead of having that holster for which is mounted on the chest, so somehow that would really be annoying sometimes because the backpack would fall off, or when you play with the action figure there's just too much junk on the front of the action figure. So I got rid of the pistol chest rig version, so just the ammunition bandolier, the man bag or side saddle, and of course the backpack. So this comes from Outback Tiger Force, and this is how I configured those two flashlights. So still both from Outback. So body is from Flint, and this part of the Legos is also from Flint, but that's from Grant, G.I. Joe Classified Series of Grant, the boot set. The head is from G.I. Joe Classified Series movie Snake Eyes. The weapon, this is from Marvel Legends Punisher, and it has the ammunition can and ammunition belt from G.I. Joe Classified Series Rock and Roll. So this is an Action Force Valver's side saddle or side bag. So I would imagine that this is going to be a above ground mission outfit for Tunnel Rat. Now if he needs to be a Tunnel Rat, so we could take off all of the backpack, which I'm going to do now. So minus all this, we could have a different Tunnel Rat action figure. So below ground mission Tunnel Rat. So a very simple version. So he can configure his weapon to this with a sound suppressor, another source for a weapon light, and a 30 round magazine for his pistol, and of course an additional flashlight. So I could display my Tunnel Rat this way if I want a more traditional looking Vietnam style Tunnel Rat action figure. So the weapon that comes from Action Force Valver's, but the soft goods head cover, nothing fancy, you have to make it for yourself. That came off a green shirt that I bought from Target and have been using with my custom or Kitbash G.I. Joe Classified Series action figures. So nothing really fancy, just cut off a portion and mold it into or tie it into a bandana that way. So if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel, and see you on the next action figure or custom action figure review.